we got a new battery going. But hi, if you're new here, my name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher Practitioner. I work a 9-to-5 corporate job during the week, and then on the weekends I work at a spiritual wellness center called Meta. That's where I'm about to head today. I do Reiki and raindrop sessions from 12 to 3 o'clock every Saturday. And then I do like distant work and then sessions out of my own home during the week, and then sometimes on the weekends as well. And I teach. So I like to make videos on just like good vibes, inspirational content, things that I like, health, fitness, spirituality, energy work, spreading information that I've come to learn, and just sharing my journey with other people because I know it can really help and it captures good vibes. So hopefully you get some value out of this video, but I think they're fun to make. Anywho, you can see that my spiritual room, loft, safe place, whatever you want to call it, is under construction. So hopefully we finish it up today. My husband's actually going to work on it while I'm at Meta, so when I come home it might be finished. We'll see. If you can't already tell, like we bought this house and we still haven't redone it fully the way we want it. So that's what we're trying to do. Besides redoing this room, we are going to they're fighting. We are going to the fair today in Springfield. So it's downtown Springfield, so downtown's a pretty hip, cool place. There's gonna be lots to do, so hopefully we will see what trouble we can stir up. Not really, but hopefully they got some cool stuff. If not, they got some good food and some good drinks, and we're just gonna chill and have, a good time, enjoy our weekend, and then come home and relax. Sunday, I'll probably do a Sunday Funday and see where that takes us. So I really like making gist videos. So if you guys really like that kind of content, let me know and I can make more just cleaning and organization and inspiration and like healthy food recipes and stuff like that, workouts, things of that nature. So that's another big aspect of my life. Anyway, I'm going to pack my bag and let's go. I gotta go get the cats. the shop was actually really busy. No Reiki sessions, but yeah, it was just a good time. This is the stuff that I was talking about, of like, it makes my day, of just going in there, talking with good people and talking about spiritual concepts. And then I was just reading cards, and then I was energy reading pictures for people online. So like, my time, you know, obviously isn't wasted. I'm spending it doing good things. But no, we were just like, help somebody out with, or I didn't do it, we've kind of chimed in on conversation, but help somebody out trying to get, you know, like an entity out of their house, and, you know, things like that. And it's so awesome to be part of this and to help people in this way. You know, I love it so much. So, but I have to go home and meet my husband, and we're gonna go to the fair. Hopefully I think he's still painting our room, so we'll see how far that's gone. Oh, I hear some turds. Hi guys, good morning. It is Sunday and I'm getting a very late start to my morning. It's like 11:30. So I've actually been up since like 8:30. My husband got up and went to his F45 class to go work out, and I've just been like laying in bed. I've been snuggling with the cats and the dogs, and I'm like, you know what, I finally just have to get up and get my ass going. So it is now 11:30 and I've just kind of like cleaned up the kitchen from last night. I showed you guys little clips from the festival. It was actually a lot of fun. We did a lot of walking. I'm actually really sore today, which that could be from my workout as well. And part of the reason why I slept in is when my body is sore, I'm a huge baby. Like, I hate it. The agenda today is I'm gonna go work out, sweat out some of this sushi full of sodium, because we got like vegetables and all that stuff, and like, it's not healthy stuff, guys. It's loaded with oil and sodium. So anyway, I'm gonna move my body, sweat. I might lift today. I'll see how I feel, because I am sore. And then I'm going to do my Sunday GYST'ing, and I'm kind of thinking I might make something. I don't know just yet. I really, like, I want to start eating more whole foods, and I eat mostly clean anyway, but I do have like my bad habits. Like, I buy prepackaged things like my like energy bowls, and you know, I eat a bunch of chocolate and stuff like that. So I really kind of want to start cleaning up my diet, especially here coming up pretty soon. I'm gonna do the Reiki cleanse. If you don't know what that is, I made a whole video about that, but I am gonna film it this time, going through you guys, and I just don't know yet how I want to cleanse. As far as like juice cleansing, the diet, what my routine's gonna look like. I kind of change it up every time, just depending on where I think I'm at, what I think my body needs for this time. So that means I am going to be teaching Reiki here pretty soon in the next couple of weeks. I will be hosting at my home and also at Sarametta. So I'm going to be teaching levels 3 and master at my home, and then do a level 1 the next day at Sarametta. So it's going to be a high vibe weekend, let me tell you. I can't wait to share it with you guys. But anyway, let's get this Sunday Funday going. I thought I would share the room with you guys real quick. This is where we're at. Yeah, it was kind of like a lot of paint. I did not realize, and my husband didn't either, how much paint this was going to take, but we almost used that whole gallon. But yeah, it's looking really good. It took 2 coats because the purple was kind of dark, but it looks really good. It's kind of ironic that this room was purple. It's kind of ironic how this room was purple because it represents my crown and my 3rd eye chakra, and those are purple, indigo, and like white colors. So But I just could not keep the purple, guys. So yeah, I'm really excited. We're going to do the outlets today. We still got to get the ceiling fan. I am going to show you guys how we do the ceiling fan because it's pretty cool. I think that it's really neat, an idea that my husband really came up with. New curtains, curtain rods, and then just a whole bunch of new decor, and I will take you guys along with me to do it. I think we're going to try to do decor next weekend. I'll probably order some stuff online, but I do like to go to At Home. That's probably my favorite store around here. That Home is like a big warehouse full of just, you know, good stuff. But anyway, excited to get back to using this room. I tell you what, kind of feel like a piece of me is like scattered. These are the outlets that we're gonna use. So I think they look really good with the gray. So I don't really like go all out crazy. I just try to stick to more neutral colors, and then I'm gonna actually like use the decor to accent everything. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. We'll see. People coming into Sarametta having the same issue. So I think that it's important to talk about and maybe shed some light on some of what this stuff actually is with the energy. What I want to go over is spirit attachments. Now that sounds really scary just because the word spirit and we're thinking ghosts, like demons, you know, things of that nature, like possession. This has been coming up quite a bit in Reiki sessions. I actually had a girl a couple weeks ago come to me and stop me in the middle of the session and ask me if she had a spirit attachment because her shaman or somebody in the spiritual community told her that these aches and pains she was having in her body was a spiritual attachment. Freak the poor girl out. Like, damn. I think that it's really important to understand how the energy works, understand how the human body, what it's designed for, and when these things enter in, how to recognize them, how they get in, and what you can do to get rid of them. And it's honestly not as scary as it sounds, and you have them probably right now and don't even realize it. So all of us do. It's part of the human experience. It's just determining what kind do you have and is it doing you any good or not. So I'm actually going to pull out my Reiki Holy Fire book from William Rand, because it did actually talk about spiritual attachments in here. Now, it didn't go into the full depth of like one of my psychic courses that I took that really made everything click for me. This just gives a brief overview of what spiritual attachments are, and then it just tells you how to get rid of it with Reiki. In here, there are many kinds of spiritual attachments. Yes. The ones that it's kind of talking about in here are like deceased loved ones that have crossed over, and they are still have either unfinished business, or there are still some memories that you're holding on to, or forgiveness needs to happen in a situation. Those can be types of spiritual attachments. It could be of some spirit in your house that has attached itself to you just because of your energy per se. So that's exactly what draws these things in, is you. It is your energy. We have to understand how the human body works and how the energy works, and our thoughts and intention. So you have to think of this as it's kind of like an unconscious channeling of these spirits, of this energy. What that means is that these energies are attracted to you due from some kind of trauma that you've experienced. It like gets a little crack in your aura, and from this experience, you know, like energy attracts like energy, then it attracts these energies to you, and this is when you can pick up you know, depression, negative thoughts, anxiety. It's when you can do bad habits come into play, things of that nature, things that are not in alignment with who you are. That's more of like the negative side of the spiritual attachments. It's just an unconscious channeling of these energies in your body. You have to understand that the human body is just a tool. It is just a machine that harnesses energy, and that is it. And your soul should be the main energy that is like rocking this thing in this dimension, but it's not. Honestly, it really isn't. You probably have multiple either consciously contracted you know, energies in you, meaning you're choosing these things on purpose and you're aware of it, and it's either helping you or not, but regardless, you are aware of what you're doing. The more negative side is when you are unconsciously doing it and you're like stuck in a hole, you can't get out of it, you're in this negative cycle, this pattern, and you feel like, you know, the world is crashing down on you. That is kind of the extreme side of it, where people would say like demons or some BS like that. So that is just really what it is. It is totally normal, and we have total control over it. So people get freaked out thinking that they're, you know, being attacked by a spirit or something of that nature. And not to say that these things don't exist. There are spirits that exist in the home. They are spirits that can interact with people, but you're the one feeding it, because it's feeding off of your energy. It's feeding off of your thoughts and your intention, whether that be good or bad, anxiety, depression, or, you know, a good way that I kind of learned to think of this was, okay, so you have a stressor in your life. So you have contracted out this spirit per se that likes to deal with their stress by drinking alcohol. So this spirit comes in, and once it gets stressed, it's like, hey, I know how to relieve that stress. Let's go have a beer. And then you do that. Like, that becomes the energy. And every time you get stressed, that signals in the spirit or the energy or whatever to make you want a beer, and then you go and do it. That's the cycle. Then it turns into a bad habit, possibly, you know, all those things like that. It just depends on your thought behind it, your relationship with that habit, if you want to consider it bad. So that's kind of how it works. That's just one example. Another extreme one would be like where a spirit just takes over your entire body, and that's per se when you get like blacked out drunk. Your soul can leave your body. Our soul basically can leave our body, leaving us just with the lower ancestral energy of, you know, the lower 3 chakras. And basically, if you're not conscious of your energy or in control of it, anything can come in and take over. Any kind of energy and that's around, that's attracted to you, it can come in and just make stupid ass decisions. Actually, alcohol it damages the aura. So it's really easy for these energies to get in and you can make poor decisions. So that is just kind of like an example. That's kind of an example of how these things actually work, how they can get into your system, but ultimately you are in control of it. You are God consciousness. Your intention is everything with the energy. That's it. You can tell these things to leave, and these things can only exist in certain vibrations, and it's usually lower vibrations. These things can appear as voices in your head. I just had a conversation with a girl about this. She was saying how evil spirits or entities always like talk to negative to her and were trying to make her do things that weren't in alignment with what she wanted out of her life or derail her from her path. And yes, like that is true. That is what is happening, because your higher self, who you are, does not talk to you like that. It is not who you are. So therefore, when you allow these other energies to come in and have those thoughts coming at you, you can either shut it down and raise your vibration to where they don't exist, where the only thing that does exist is the God choice, which is your higher self. Or if you do engage in it, then you're stuck in that lower level vibration. And if you can really screw yourself, if you get it so ingrained into the human body, into the mind, where it's like hardwired into your brain, literally the neurons create a pathway, and bad habits, bad thoughts, that's when you get stuck in like depressive cycles, bad like habits, that it starts to destroy your life. That's how these things work. So to get rid of there really is a number of things you can do. Reiki is one of them. You can get the energy moving, you can raise your vibration, and that helps kind of break the pathways. It helps get like cleanse your energies, but it doesn't keep them from it. So they can come back in, especially if you're triggered by something. Something's got to trigger you as well to get your thoughts going for the spirit or whatever to become attracted to the energy that you are vibrating. I kind of gave the example of the stress and the alcohol. There's other examples that you could use. The one in my class, she used somebody who wants to lose weight. What is the solution? Well, then you've attracted somebody in the spirit realm or whatever, an energy that's like, hey, I lost weight by smoking cigarettes. Let's make a contract, and I'll give you this craving every time that you're hungry. And boom, contract's made, and you lose weight because you don't eat and you smoke. But then you're altering your health in a different way. So, you know, it can be things like that. And so it's just understanding what causes them and how to get rid of them. Now, the person that had that came into Sarah Meta, he actually had an entity in his house. I've had this happen before, and the way that I got rid of it and I figured out what it was using a pendulum. And it was actually a gift that was given out of negative intent for me and my husband. Come to find out later on, the person who gave it had not good intentions for us. So that was actually causing a entity or a negative vibration in our home and causing things to happen, like lights flickering, things moving, shadows, and you could just feel the presence, and we finally figured it out. So that's another kind of attachment, but at the same time, we were feeding it. It was feeding off of our fear. I will be 100% honest. I was freaked the F out. Like, when you feel these things, it's really hard to raise your vibration and disconnect from that reality, from feeding it even more. If you ignore it and tell it to go away, it does. But what you can do, I mean, I did the power of 3, and with me, my husband, my dog, staged the house and told it to leave, and then got rid of said whatever was causing it. The item that was actually bringing in the portal was the item that was bringing in this energy. So that fixed our problem. But, you know, this guy who came into Sarah Meta, he actually had an entity in his house, and his, you know, daughter was seeing it. You know, it's hard to really ignore these things when they're really popping up. And this has happened to me before too, when you actually see it in this reality. It's scary. Like, you know, Hollywood has done a great job of scaring the shit out of us with these things. But honestly, it's completely normal. All it is, they're people like me and you, but they just don't have a body, and we have a body. But regardless, like, there were just light bodies, like our soul. So to get it to leave, you honestly are in control. And it's the same thing, these things that are in your body, these thoughts, and that are like these things that are fueling these negative thoughts, it is your intention of where you can get it to go. The problem is people don't understand the amount of power that their intention has. You are literally creating your reality as you go out throughout your day with your thoughts. So if you can get it, have complete faith and confidence within yourself to get it to leave, it will leave and stay gone. If you hold that vibration of, I am more powerful than this thing, like I am the one I can control, that's what gets it to go ultimately. Now you can do things that set up like the power behind the intention. So, you know, you could do rituals. You know, this is more like a paganistic practice. I don't know any offhand besides just saging, or you can use red brick dust to around your windows and your doors, and that will help keep out negative entities and of your property. So that is just more of power behind the intention. It's more for you to believe that this is working, and it puts you in a place of power. We can go down a rabbit hole as well, and you know, the reason why people believe it's, you know, devil, witchcraft, or whatever like that is because you're not trusting that God is enough, which is you. You know, in here it gives things to release the spirit, healing. It's like you have to release the spirit, and then you have to heal the part of the client that actually allowed the spirit to get in, so then it doesn't hopefully come back. And that's where these things are tools like Reiki. We can get rid of it in the moment, but it's you that has to do the inner work to rewire these things that caused the thoughts, that caused these spirit attachments to come to you. And most of that results from trauma. It results from life experiences, and that's what causes us to develop these things. And that is just how life tests you over and over and over again, because you're never not going to encounter something that doesn't test you in life. It's all about your mindset. So, and how you want to manipulate the energy. If you need to call in angels for help, you call them in. And you know, there's no, like, if you need to give it to God, you give it to God. But that does not free you from having to do the inner work. You still have to figure out what caused these things to get there in the first place, because it was you who really let it in. I hope this kind of helps people understand just how powerful they are, how the energies really work, and what the human body is, because we're constantly channeling different energies that aren't truly us, that are not pure God consciousness, our higher self, in this body. So that's just part of the human experience from what I can really understand. We are a combination of these things, and the challenge of it is to ascend. That is really ascend back to God. You just become awakened or aware of these things and what they are and what you are and your power over them, and that kind of makes you a master of life and your own energy, and it is very empowering. Hopefully this kind of helps you guys. Maybe it kind of like shifted the way that you think about these things. Like I said, spiritual attachments, anxiety, depression, things of that nature, it's not you. That is something, an energy that is basically being pulled into your field due to a trauma response that you've had, a trigger. And it's up to you to figure out what has caused it and to heal it. And basically all it is just becoming aware and choosing to let it go day in and day out. From my experience, a lot of these things don't fully ever go away, the picture of them, because everything that exists is just information and energy, and it can come in pictures. The picture of it just fades over time, just like a photograph would fade. It can come up again and it doesn't sting as bad, and you're like, all right, and you can just let it go and move on, rather than if it's you just take a picture and it's fresh and it's just like really crystal clear and there's a lot of like color behind it and all this stuff. Color is also energy. Then it's especially if it's not great energy, it's a lot harder to get rid of. And especially if you've been holding on to these things for years or lifetimes, it's extremely difficult to let things go. And that's where these spiritual tools can come in. There's no shame in any of it. There's no shame in using crystals, tarot. There's no shame in doing Reiki, or, you know, it's kind of just a deep dive into your mind. It's the same thing that therapy would give you. And therapy is a spiritual healing modality as well, even though it's not really considered it. But that's the reason why back in the day they had confessionals, was because people needed to freaking talk to other people to relieve their energy, their spirit of the demons that were bringing them down. This is just a really quick way of explaining this. I've already gone on so long. But hopefully you guys understood. I have just had so many, there's been about 5 different people within the last week that this subject has come up. So I really hope that this helps people realize what this actually is and change your life. Like, you are the one in charge. No one is coming to save you but you. That's just it. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Like I said, like, I pulled some of this information from my Reiki book, some of it I learned in a psychic course, and some of it I learned from my own personal experiences. Hopefully this all made sense. If not, anyway, I hope you enjoyed my vlog. I appreciate all you lovely souls out there, and I will see you in the next one. Light and love, sending you guys all of my good vibes.